Sam Darnold, welcome to Telemundo, man.
Thank
you for doing this.
Of course. Thanks.
How are you?
Good. Doing well.
Excited.
Yeah, this is the beginning of the process.
Of course.
Obviously early in the week, but I'm excited about this whole thing.
Sam, how do you process how much your career has changed over the past 2 years?
Yeah, I think, for me, it's just the biggest thing's been taking it one day at a time. And that's kind of been my whole, the theme of my career. Didn't necessarily work out early in my career and, even a couple years after that. But, year 7 with Minnesota, I felt like that was a good year for me with a lot of great players and great coaches to be able to help me along my journey.
How did you stay strong mentally speaking?
Yeah, I think, it starts with having a great family. It starts with having great friends as well in a tight-knit circle, and then having great coaches and great teammates. I think having those close people and friends, along the way to be able to, keep you grounded when things are going really well, but also keep you up when things aren't necessarily going well. And so, I got a lot of great friends and great teammates to be able to, keep me grounded in times when I need it.
Who's your support system?
Yeah, I would say family. My parents, my older sister, she's 3 years older than me, just really showing me the way, showing me how to do things and the way I was raised. I didn't realize it until I got a little bit down the road, like college and in the NFL, but I had such a great system, such a great support system at home, and I'm very grateful for that.
Can you really enjoy this week, or it's more like nerves? Or
yeah, I can definitely enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's been great so far, to be able to enjoy this process and enjoy it with my teammates. I have family coming in later in the week. I'll be able to, enjoy it with them. But, I think you got to enjoy this process, right? I mean, because normally, especially this West Coast game, we would normally be coming down on Saturday, getting ready for a Sunday game. But now that we're here, this early in the week and we have all week to really prepare and be with each other, I think it's the best thing to do is to enjoy it with your teammates and with, like I said, my family that are coming into town, the coaches, because if you're not doing that, you just get a little too wound up in kind of the spectacle of what this game brings.
If you go back 3 years and you look into a mirror and you say, I'm going to keep playing the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Did you say that?
I think...
Or it was really, really far?
No, I think it was, I always knew that it was possible. But I think for me, it was just going out there and playing good football. I always knew that I could go out and play really good football, and I knew I was talented. But it was about just, like I always say, it's just about taking it one day at a time, but also, just doing my job on a day-to-day basis. And if you look out any further than that, I always feel like I'm doing myself and my team a disservice.
I'm going to ask you to finish the sentence, okay? Okay. First of all, do you have any superstitions?
No.
None.
I think a lot of people would disagree with me if I said that, but I don't like to admit that I'm superstitious. No, I mean, there's some things where, I'll put my left shoe on before my right shoe. I mean, stuff like that.
The left?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's just how I've always done it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if I were to switch that up, I feel like that, I'm not like, oh, that's bad luck, but why did you change it up? You know what I mean? So just little things like that sometimes that I think about, but nothing too stitious, I guess, is what people like to say. But
so Sunday, don't forget, left one first.
Yeah, just a little stitious.
Okay. What's one routine you refuse to change this week?
Speaking of superstitions, shoot, one routine, I think, the way that I've always drawn up my plays, I think that's super important for me, is drawing up the plays Wednesday and Thursday night. Just being able to dial into the base game plan and third downs. That's been a key for my success the last couple of years, and I'm just going to continue to do that.
Playing a Super Bowl is
fun.
Nice one. The hardest part of this week is
media.
Okay. My Super Bowl music playlist has to include
Waka Flocka Flame.
Okay.
Waka Flocka Flame.
Okay.
Yeah. You can look it up after this.
Yeah, I'll do.
Yeah.
Sam, best of luck, man. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Ya que nos encontraste, no nos pierdas.
Suscríbete al canal de YouTube de Telemundo Deportes.